As some of you may know, the DPRK embassy inside of Spain was attacked on February 22nd. Essentially what happened was a bunch of men broke into the building, tied up the staff, beat them, and went through the place looking for something which has yet to be accurately identified. Later the police were called, they showed up, and now two of the suspects that they have for the break-in, the Spanish government is saying is connected to the CIA. At least 2 of the 10 assailants who broke into the embassy and interrogated diplomatic staff have been identified as having connections to U.S. intelligence agency. The CIA has denied any involvement, but government sources say their response was unconvincing. Now, sources close to the investigation say the probable reason for the break-in was that the attackers were looking for information on Kim Hyuk-chol, a former DPRK ambassador to Spain. Now, here's exactly what happened. The attack on the North Korean embassy was especially violent. On February 22nd at 3 p.m., 10 masked men carrying alleged imitation weapons broke into the embassy, located north of the capital in the residential area of Aravaca. They tied up the 8 people inside, put bags on their heads. The victims were then beaten and interrogated. A woman managed to escape from a window on the 2nd floor, and her screams for help were heard by a neighbor who contacted the police. Police found the victims inside. They had been held hostage for 2 hours and had bags placed over their heads and had been beaten and were scared. 2 of them required medical attention. It seems very likely that the reason for the attack on the embassy was trying to get hold of sensitive information held by the DPRK. And this, frankly, does sound like something the CIA or CIA-connected people would actually do. But here's what's really important about this. The Spanish government never gave authorization to the CIA to operate inside the country. So the U.S. is blatantly ignoring all diplomatic channels on this. They are completely ignoring international law. What surprise, the CIA would do that. That's kind of the point of the entire agency. Coming in, violating the diplomatic grounds in order to try to steal sensitive information. This is a total violation of diplomatic norms. You cannot just break into somebody's embassy and torture the staff and try to find information to steal. Now, this has happened in the past in various cases, usually ones that were on the brink of war. The one that comes to my mind first is the Iran hostage-taking many decades ago. But this was very deliberate. This was very targeted. This was a state operation, completely violating those diplomatic rules. I mean, there are laws in place that grant certain protections to diplomatic property, which were very clearly violated in this case. And the United States feels that the rules don't apply to them. But I mean, that's part and parcel of how the United States has acted since the birth of the country, and more specifically speaks very much to the relationship that exists between the DPRK and the United States. The United States feel they can unilaterally just do whatever it is they want, regardless of international law, and in this case, in violation of diplomatic protocol and diplomatic property. Obviously, there's going to be people out there who know the law in this case and would be able to tell us much more, but I think it's very obvious in this case that diplomatic norms and diplomatic laws were completely violated, and the United States should not only apologize for this violation, but give some kind of compensation and have the people responsible for this, even those higher up in the CIA who ordered this, although we know it's not going to happen, to be prosecuted for this crime. But, you know, like I said, it's not something that's going to happen. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.